Hello, Schmoville. Well, it has been a little bit since we put up episode 49, which was the episode with Movie Buzz's Peter Rollis. Now we are finally at a milestone episode, and it's still phase 3, and it is episode 50, 5-0. The fact when we got to 50, it was a lot, and this is a long time ago. This is 2012, May 2012. And this was kind of it was a bizarre show. Very entertaining, a lot of fun, but bizarre in a lot of different ways. Bai Ling, the actress from The Crow and Lost, and a bunch of... she was actually supposed to be in episode 3 at one point. Episode 3 of Star Wars. And we got an email from like a publicist who had heard about the show, and we were starting to make some waves, and they wanted Bai Ling to come on and promote her show. And it was kind of cool for us because it was like really one of the first celebrity guests that we got that we didn't have to kind of, call favors for or know friends for. It was someone who kind of requested to be on the show. And that started kind of a whole new wave in how we got guests on the podcast. So this definitely a lot of interesting things because Bai Ling, you could tell the language barrier was still a little off here and there, and there was kind of a back and forth and an honest. It's worth a listen if you haven't heard this episode before. And then, of course, if you've been following the show for a long time, we've put this on the greatest moments. She plays one of her songs that she sings, and if you can go watch Mark and our reaction to it on Toadhop, that is also worth going. By the way, every Toadhop episode, Phase 3, if you want to watch the video, the link is in the description here. So check that out if you want. That's how you want to watch this. All right. Well, enjoy episode 50 with actress Bai Ling. Thanks, guys.
Live from Universal Studios Hollywood in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
ToadhopNetwork.com.
Radio worth watching.
Radio worth watching.
All right. How about that? It's the Schmoes Know Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am Christian Harloff.
And I am Mark. Welcome to the Schmoes Know Movies Podcast.
Thanks for getting out of bed today, buddy.
Toadhop Network. I am here for the whole hour, unlike last week when I was in bed on painkillers to heal my voice. And listen to this. If my golden radio voice is almost back to fighting strength, ladies and gentlemen.
It's very exciting. Now, that's not as exciting. Our haircuts are not as exciting as our guest today.
Our guest did say that we look really good.
She did.
She complimented both of us.
I think she was lying. But, one of the cool things, right?
I think you're already nervous now.
Nervous? It's true. We are. We're
anytime I have a pretty girl within my vicinity, I get a little squirrely.
I saw what you're capable of. I've watched The Crow plenty of times. I am definitely nervous. Now we're joined by the beautiful and sexy and talented Bai Ling, the actress. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Wow, what's that music?
We actually brought a little crowd in here. We bring them out of our
live studio audience is going crazy for Bai Ling.
I like the studio. It seems like you play weird music. Then it was raining and all these things, and my phone doesn't work, and the detective here is
like
so
Lost.
strange.
Yeah. I'm really sorry that we had to blindfold you before we took you up here, but we can't let anybody know where the underground layer is.
Yeah, they were on the downstairs. I didn't know where to find this place. Huge, like Jurassic Park, actually. And in the room we have like 3 handsome men here. Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, they can see it.
They can see 2 of them, and then she's also referring to our producer Jeff, who's just a striking. If George Clooney got better looking, that's what Jeff looks like.
We put him off camera because we don't want to be blown off the stage here. So, but before we started the podcast, you guys, as you were tuning in the beginning, you heard music from the great motion picture Blade Runner. And it was a very 80s type tune.
1982 film, Ridley Scott, futuristic kind of feel to it.
Bai, you did not like that music, no?
It's kind of weird. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I kind of.
You have to apologize to us.
It's
we didn't
okay.
write
Yeah,
it.
look.
It's strange. Maybe I didn't really sleep last night.
It's just jarring.
I'm kind of spaced out.
Yeah.
You didn't really sleep last night. What's going on?
I wrote a song. You'll not believe it. That was the truth.
Okay. So
Yeah.
See, this is what happens with these singer-songwriter people is they just get inspired in the middle of the night and then they can't go back to bed.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I have to wake up. I went to sleep at 5:12 a.m.
You
So
went
I
to
have
sleep at 5:12.
A.M.
You know the
morning.
exact minute you fell asleep?
No, yeah, exactly. How weird. I said, okay, 5:12. I'm gonna fall asleep. I start
And that was it.
snore.
Yeah, that was it. It's like
You just
Inception.
snap your
It's like
fingers.
Inception.
Then I have set up like 3 alarm clock. It's so annoying the sound. I hit turn off this one and that one start. It's like, but if I don't have so many of them, I will not wake up. I'll just keep sleeping.
Yeah, I know that tune.
Listen, I had a buddy. We were in Vegas, and you get to a point where the alarm clock started going. He just picked Vegas alarm clock hotel, just picked up, smashed it against the wall. That was the end of it.
That's what you do in Vegas.
You
You just break the alarm clock.
All right, let's get moving. Now, before we're going to talk to Bai about a lot of different things, from the movies that she's been in to her upcoming movie that is called Knockdown, that we're going to be talking about as well with our buddy Tom Arnold, who's been on the podcast. We'll talk to her about that. But there's a story that we missed out on last week. It happened right after the podcast. It kind of got released. So we wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to get Bai Ling's opinion on it, coming from an actress's point of view. G.I. Joe. This was a big, huge blockbuster movie that's supposed to be coming out in June of this year.
Not only was it a blockbuster movie, but it felt like a redemption for the last G.I. Joe movie that really disappointed me and my inner child. We were not fans of that movie.
No, it stunk, the first one.
Yeah.
It stunk. Now, but the thing is now, so everyone saw that this trailer, like, okay, let's give this thing a chance. And it's about a month before the thing's about to come out.
Movie looks awesome.
The studio announces that they're going to take it off the shelf, put it on the shelf, and release it in March because they want to convert it in 3D. And I call bullshit.
Well, you did just do the air quotes, so that means you don't really trust them. So you don't think that they're actually doing just the 3D conversion? You think?
No, I think they screened this thing and it was terrible. And they said, let's put it in March. There's no competition, and let's kind of take a crapshoot there. But I wanted to ask Bai Ling. Now, when you're in a movie like this, and you've been in these big budget action movies, and this happens, and they pull it back, would you be happy about a March release date, or would you give us the summer? Let's try to see what we can do for the summer.
Well, for me, first of all, I want to say something because I don't know what's this show because I'm not from here. Okay. So I don't really know, but I think filmmakers are really vulnerable. So you guys have to be nice to them a little bit.
Well, wait a minute. But let's play the flip side of that. Because I understand that, and especially coming from that side to where, the actresses in the creative part of it was like, look.
No, I'm just saying it's hard to make movie, hard to make good
100%, I understand that for sure. But there's also the thing, you are also asking the fans and the consumers to put down money for it. So, if you're
responsible for the good product. That's
exactly.
True.
For the good hard-earned money. This feels to me like a studio thing, though. This feels like the big wigs at the studio who are puffing the cigars. This doesn't feel like a filmmaker kind of thing. This feels like the studio itself is like, hey, we want more money. We don't want as much competition as the summer's going to provide. We don't want to have to go up against these superhero movies.
Right.
So we're going to push it back to March of next year. My question with the 3D is you've done a movie in 3D, is that right, Bai?
Yeah.
Now, it was Back to Hell?
Yes. How do you know that?
Because I'm smart. Look at me. I'm a genius.
Smart, yeah.
I'm like the Ken Jennings
of
movies.
3D is really cool, but I'm not sure convert will be the same effect.
So you filmed your movie. Your movie's actually shot in 3D.
In 3D. It's amazing when you see it.
And that's the thing, is that leave it alone. If it's not shot in 3D, leave it alone. Because when you convert it, it doesn't look good. And that's why I don't believe it that
Well, if, as actress, I answer your question.
Yeah.
I would be like, of course, I like my movie to be released as early as possible because you already done the work.
You're excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. Then when suddenly stop, you start wondering what's going on and start getting nervous. But I think it probably sometimes, the outcome, even though probably the critic doesn't like it, and sometimes you never know. So probably you have to think a little bit more positive.
I think you got to be positive.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, to me, if I'm in this movie and I'm really excited, oh man, this is my first big break, or I'm in a G.I. Joe movie, and they tell me, hey, you got to wait like 9 months until that's. I could have a kid in 9 months.
Don't you say, hold on a second though? If you're in the movie and they go, look, we're going to push it back to March now because we do want to convert it to 3D. We forgot to do it before. Oops.
Well, with how self-conscious I am, I'm like, don't put me in 3D. I don't need people seeing me in another dimension. Just look at me in 2.
I would take that studio note and say, okay, fine, forget the 3D.
Put everything in 3D except for Ellis. He doesn't want to be in 3D.
Yeah, tweet us and let us know what you think about the conversion 3D. Are you more on the side? Do you think that they actually want to do this and it's just looking for a money grab, or do you think the movie stinks and it's not going to be anything? So we want to know. Tweet us at SchmoesKnow. And also you want to ask some questions to Bai Ling? Please tweet us as well. We're also going to take some phone calls a little later. Not yet. 888-520-4374. Have the number number down, and we'll be taking some calls. All right, let's talk to Bai Ling, because she has a fantastic career in movies that I had seen that I was just blown away by. And one of the ones I mentioned earlier was The Crow, and that was your first kind of big United States film, right?
It's my first Western movie ever. I did not even speak English. It took me like 2 months to read script. I still did not understand.
That's
Really?
Yeah,
How great!
I did not.
So
I look at
awesome.
the dictionary and I just doesn't make sense. Like I understand individual words, but when put it together, I have no clue.
See, that's amazing to me because I'm not one of these Rosetta Stone guys. I'm never
Right.
going to be able to learn another language in my life, and I accept that about me. I'm going to be the guy stumbling
Vulcan,
around
maybe
Italy.
Vulcan.
If I have somebody that'll teach me at Comic-Con,
Right.
I need to learn Vulcan. But so you go to, and so you're on the set of The Crow. Did you need a translator at that time to let you know what's going on?
Actually, I did not have like
Wow.
like when we were shooting like the table very dangerous thing, like a lot of gunshot,
Yeah.
explosion. So they have the sign of the sofa all over: do not touch, do not sit. I actually sit there because I could not read it. They said, do not do it. I said, what is that? I'm like totally like living in a different world, but with.
But they give you a
him.
pass on that. They say, okay, she didn't understand. That's
Yeah,
fine.
but I feel like I'm blessed. I'm like angel protect me. Like there's a lot of dangerous thing. Like they're shooting.
Right.
My part there's a wall. Right. They say we count 1, 2, 3. You stick your head out. When 4, 5, 6, you get back and you come out. What about if I count it wrong? He counted wrong. You're gonna shoot in my face.
Right.
It was something like really really dangerous, but I did not know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
It was, a lot of risk that I took that I did not without knowing it. I feel like this angel protect me.
Well, that's actually really fascinating. When as far as that movie goes too, like so were you in China when you heard that you got that part and you flew over, or were you already here?
I was already here,
Okay.
but I was invited by NYU Film School.
Oh, okay.
But I did not know as a visiting scholar, but I did not know the language. I quit school, and I basically just, trying to make living and making boyfriends and learning
Right.
English. Basically, that's what I went to a lot of opera, go to the Metropolitan Opera, and to learn, because I got scholarship in Lee Strasberg, but I did one thing that the teacher asked me to do. I memorized the Glass Menagerie.
Oh, wow.
I did it, but without really know much. But when I finished, the teacher said, you're a master. I say, what does mean master? So then I look at dictionary. I say, okay, I don't need to be here because I see.
Because you're a master.
A master,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So all I need to know is English. So I left the school there.
Wow. So how did The Crow come about?
Well, The Crow, actually, when I got in audition, because I didn't know, and I think the Bailey Hopkins, I still remember casting director in New York, they loved me because I went for, they see me on stage. So they asked me to audition. I dressed like totally like student, no makeup. My hair was as long. I walk in. Everybody's like black lips, black eyeshadow, all these rings. I said, what is this? So I read it. I feel like I'm totally in the wrong place. So after that, I was moving. It's funny, my agent couldn't find me. They have to take taxi fine because I don't have cell phone then. So they find me and say, Bai Ling, they want you to call back. I said, what is call back? I have no clue. He said,
Like,
"Could
I'm a
you-"
master. I don't do callback.
Yeah, he said, could you buy a dress? Look a little bit sexy. Because I dressed like a jeans shirt, right?
Right.
So I bought one. I went back. I put some makeup on. Then the director, Alex Proyas,
Right.
he said, wow, you did great yesterday, but I want her to be more dangerous.
Right.
I was like, that's easy.
Yeah.
So I started reading it. In the middle of it, he said, perfect. Should I continue? And so I finished it. Then I asked him, I said, why you cast me? Basically all the other girls look like that. I don't look at the power. He said, because you have the power inside.
That's
it's like
awesome.
internal power.
Wow, you can put all the makeup on in the way you can look Gotham, but if you don't have the power inside, you don't have the angel, you're not booking this role.
No way. Yes. So, all
Like
right.
Michael Wincock was like funny. He was like, when got him, he said, you got the wrong girl. I was
Oh, really? He didn't like
"Yeah."
you at first, right?
Because I
Oh,
just
wow.
looked like very innocent.
Right.
So he was like, this isn't complaining. I know it, even though
Yeah,
I don't understand. But finally, I custom everything on. I walk out. My attitude changed. Everything. He was like, everybody's like, wow.
Yeah, because I don't know when the last time you saw The Crow was. She is menacing.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I look
yeah.
scary. I didn't
Yeah.
like
Really
it. It's
scary.
like
Have you seen it?
very
Have you
dark.
seen it recently?
No.
You can't watch
It's
them.
I look very like voluptuous. How do you call that?
Voluptuous.
Voluptuous. I don't
Yeah.
know the word.
Yeah.
Like very like sexy in a way, in a dark world. Because I came from a communist country. I was like the innocent girl come to the Western. I think
Got
Western
to cut loose in The Crow.
Western men discover me as a sexy woman.
Right.
That's something I learned.
And so you embraced it.
Yeah. Also, there's we have time to talk about it with Brand Lee, right?
That's what. Yeah.
We were there, basically sitting next to him and we're doing makeup. every day, and he played video game. He was teaching me like with 2 hours of makeup. He said, "Wow, you're Chinese, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Me too." I said, "You're kidding me? You're not Chinese." He said, "Yeah." I said, "You don't look Chinese." He said, "My father is Chinese. I'm half." I said, "Wow, that's cool." I said, "What your father do?" He said, "My father's a big
awesome.
movie star." I said, "Really?" And he said, "His name is Bruce Lee." I said, "Oh, I never heard of it."
You didn't know Bruce Lee?
He was like, wow. He was very disappointed. He said, "Probably you're one of the person in the world doesn't know my father."
Right.
I said, "I really don't know." So I feel kind of bad. So I went back to the hotel, called my New York friends. I live in New York. We're in North Carolina. So they told me, "Oh, Li Xiaolong." So next day I come to him and I said, "I know your father, of course, but I never know English. I did not know Bruce Lee. I did not speak English, so I don't know the name Bruce Lee. What does it mean?"
So you bullshit him.
No, I didn't.
Wait, so you knew who he was though?
Did I explain? No, because I did
No,
not
she didn't know.
English.
She's calling home. She's like, no, I didn't know who he was.
Bruce
Right,
Lee,
that's what I'm saying. So
Bruce
you-
Lee
right.
is different from Li Xiaolong. I
Oh,
never know English
you knew,
name.
but you were familiar with who he was.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Li
just didn't know.
Xiaolong,
You
only
just
in
didn't know
Chinese
Bruce.
name.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So that was.
So you absolutely know. Okay, great. So well, that's the question I wanted to ask too, because I mean, obviously that's like one of the most tragic stories in Hollywood too. Like, if you don't mind talking about it, as far as like where like were you when you heard the news? How far along were you in shooting? When were you done?
Almost done. I think, especially like his fiance was waiting for him to get married after basically 8 days after we wrapped to Mexico, and was there waiting. And also the part like he's dressed like really fitted, and every time we're eating some sushi stuff, he was there looking. I know he wanted to eat it, but he didn't. He's really disciplined.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I feel for him. He's so dedicated,
Right,
and so ready to be a big star. It's just like when the thing happened. Actually, like before I talk to you about like all these dangers, like big table scene in The Crow, and this is the most dangerous thing, and gunshot explosion, but nothing happened. But with him, what happened is just like he come back from grocery store.
Yeah, and he sees his
and walked to the
girlfriend.
store, somebody shoot him. And that's a simple thing. And I wasn't on the set that day, but basically it's like he's supposed to fall down when they shoot him. So we did a couple times. Finally, he fall down, and producer, director were talking about. He said, "Get up, let's do it again. Get up, come on, don't joke around." And he couldn't get up. So then people realized what happened.
Yeah.
It's just like an accident like that. It's just like so unpredictable. You know?
Right. I still.
He
don't-
was ready to be a huge star
He was,
too.
and he was
because
great in
the
that
Crow,
movie.
The Crow is great, but you know it's a silly action movie, and it's not a great movie. But Rapid Fire, there's some really cool
You
action
stop
scenes
it.
in Rapid
You
Fire.
stop it.
He beats up a guy with a refrigerator. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, I love. I mean, I got actually. When I was in. Man, I was in high school, and I got in trouble for continually mentioning The Crow. I kept mentioning. I kept mentioning.
You were that kid?
Yeah, I kept mentioning it. Like, no, we want to talk about Citizen Kane. I'm like, what about The Crow?
Yeah.
Like, no more Crow. Stop with The Crow.
You know, after what happened, like after 3 months, they bring us back to do the looping. So I was like, everybody was like, don't. It's kind of a weird. Right?
Oh, yeah, it's gotta
very
be tough.
fatal. Then finally, his mother decided to release it. She said, "My son wants the film to see the light." So we went back to the studio. It's like kind of a rooms like the screening room, the big screen, like very low. Suddenly, the screen light up. He appeared. I was frozen for it. I was like, wow.
Right.
I feel like he's still alive, just different format.
Yeah, I
Different
mean,
watching
I
it.
understand that. Like now, when you initially hear that before they say that they're going to release it, do you think when the tragedy happens, you say this movie's not going to see the light of day? It's not going to happen. Like it's my first film over here, and it's not even. Of course, you're probably thinking of other things at the time, but still, the career side of you is probably saying,
No, really though,
No?
I didn't think I was way too innocent then.
Okay.
After that, basically, Ed Prisman asked me to do press. I couldn't speak English. I couldn't answer any question. I said, I couldn't handle.
Right.
So, but I did not know. I just know. I was not thinking that much.
okay, so
But I
mean,
know that film is
you were just
gonna
enjoying it, enjoying the.
No, I
the
was tortured, kind of like, because it's cold.
Yeah.
Everywhere they put us, it's like goosebumps. Like the place was kind of a ghost, kind of a town, the set, everything's like old, and
Right.
the water's dripping. It's kind of creepy.
well, I
So
mean,
how did you learn how to speak English? Like how did that? Because your English is beautiful now. It's a
you.
beautiful voice you got on you.
Thank
So
you.
how do you develop that? Because I mean, was it a quick process, or has it been something that's been just developing over the last 2 decades?
I think I'm still learning, and it's difficult English. I'm particularly not very interested in language. I'm more.
What
like,
English isn't?
I'm not, but I
It's a pretty boring alphabet compared to yours.
It
They got
is, I'm
26
sure.
letters.
But
That's all we're working
I
with.
think our potential, you will not believe it. Like I did a movie with Luc Besson called Taxi 3, French. I did not even understand merci. So I play the lead female part and speak fluent French. I learned it in,
So you learn
in short time.
So French, you know well.
Very complicated words I learned. I think
Okay.
like my brain somehow I don't prepare as an actress. I can learn 20 pages within 10, 15 minutes, memorize all.
Wow. Your brain is literally too developed to learn English.
Yeah.
But
That's the
I'll
problem.
forget
We're too
after
stupid
that.
for Bai Ling.
Oh, we
No,
are.
no.
That's true. But well, that's so. What,
English
so
is complicated. Spelling, I never get
There's
it.
like little nuances that are kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
it doesn't mean anything.
No,
Just
it's
go to
true.
the South. They'll love you there.
so what languages do you speak fluently? Is it just Chinese? You know?
Well,
Well, and
I
English
forgot
also.
my Chinese. I speak broken English, a little bit French. Nothing really.
In Chinese, can you tell? Because we're not going to
I'm
pick
good
up.
at a language of love.
There you go. So out of the
Merci.
So tell the listeners in any language you want, because we're going to be clueless. Out of the three of us, who's looking the best today
Yeah. Who's the best looking guy here in
in
Chinese?
a different language?
你们都不够帅。
I have a
其实呢都
feeling.
很帅。
I have a feeling she said that all of us are pretty sweet.
I don't know. If you know what Bai Ling said, you tweet that immediately and you tell us.
他们都很
It'll
都
be like a
不
little
帅
mystery here on the show
但是
today.
我不能说太多了，要影响他们的形象了。
My God, someone tweet.
She was looking at me for longer than she was looking at you. So I don't want to. I don't want to get
You've got
competitive
this
here.
power. I don't know how you do.
I
You've
think
got
our
this
producer
power.
Jeff is already out. I think he's out of the running. I
Jeff
think
has
it's
his pants off
I
right
think
now.
it's between you.
All right. All right. So now I want to talk about. We had our buddy Tom Arnold on in it was like October, November. We talked sports movies, but now Tom Arnold and Bai Ling have done a movie together. So it's like the Kevin Bacon game with the schmoes.
You know, in the studio, I don't have to wearing high heel shoes. It's very comfortable.
It's great.
So you don't see it. It's very comfortable.
But you came prepared. You're the
I
only
did.
guest so far that has brought like you have costume changes. You have
right.
high heeled shoes.
I have
language.
8 costume changes.
Yeah,
That's right. She's always prepared on set. That's probably why she's such a big star.
that's right. And
I wear the same thing to the show every week. It's
Really?
always
Yeah.
the
he
same
hasn't
sweater.
changed in 3 months.
No.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about.
You're cool. You're just relaxing here.
It's
It's
this-
not what I imagined.
What did you think? What did you think?
I
of the
think it's a
movie?
big stage and people dressed up and very serious. The camera turning around.
Well, that's because that's because of the language barrier again.
So
Schmoes.
you made it for me. You should say you made it for me.
Absolutely.
intimate.
It was before. It was
You
just a
reduced.
stage. Yeah, we had a whole bunch of reporters with mics in here. And they were, no, she doesn't want that. She wants to be very laid back.
She
She
wants to
doesn't-
hang out with two
Hey,
dudes.
they bought me cookies. I like sweet. Look at this.
We're bribing. We know how to bribe here.
That's right.
Now, we're going to. We're going to take. Let's take a phone call.
Do it.
We'll take one now. We got George calling in from Hawthorne, New York. Where is he? He's line 3. That's line 3.
Yep, you hit it. There you go. George, how you
Georgie.
doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? How are you, dude?
I'm good. I'm doing well.
What do you got?
I have a 2-part question. It's real
Shoot.
quick, though.
Shoot.
Bai Ling, what do you look for in a script when you're looking at film or television? What really
Excites you?
interests you in a script? And then the second part of my question is, do you think there's better writing in television or in film? at the
Great
moment?
question,
You
George.
better
Thanks,
what?
dude.
What's the second one?
Great question. He's asking, is the writing better? Is the creativity better in movies or in television? Because you've done both. You've done shows like Lost and The Unit, then obviously you've done a lot of big movies too. So, do you prefer movies or television? Which medium do you think is better in 2012?
Well, I still like movies because I think movies just like it's history.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood. That's why I'm here. And I didn't come here for TV, even though I love TV. I think TV is more like I would not say soap opera, like the show I did, Entourage, Lost.
Right.
Oh my God, Lost is so good. It's like a movie.
Because it's like a movie, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but I still I like the quality of work. I think that's worth spending time. And he was asking me about writing, right? I think I'm looking for a script. Basically, it's like you're looking for lovers. You can't say what you're looking for. You have to feel it. When I read it, it's like it's an empty wall, empty paper. So I'll paint it on it. It's like the script. The words speak to me. So
That's awesome.
We
to
need
hear.
Bai Ling in here
That's the
every
same,
Wednesday.
That's the same little blurb I have on my Match.com profile.
Yeah, no,
That's
it isn't.
exactly what it is.
No, it isn't. It's like, can I take you to the Olive Garden? That's what it says on there. All right, so guys, make sure you tweet in more questions. We're going to take some more phone calls from you guys. We have the second half of the show is going to be coming up pretty soon. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about with Bai Ling. I wish we had 4 hours to talk to her. It's very fascinating stuff. And we're also going to have a special treat at the very end of the show, but you got to stick around
That's right.
for that one. Yeah, but all right, so make sure a second half of the show is coming up. We will talk Lost, we will talk Entourage, we'll talk about many things, and Bai Ling's new movie that she's got coming out.
already finished the first half?
First half. It's crazy, right?
It's
Half
halftime,
hour?
baby.
Wow.
Well, that sounds like The Dark Knight. It is not. It is from the trailer from Snow White and the Huntsman, which is coming out on Friday. And Mark, you and I are seeing that tonight, pal.
We are seeing Snow White and the Huntsman tonight, but Christian, right now we are back on the Schmoes Know podcast.
We are.
We're talking with Bai Ling, a great actress, and we're going to give some her contact info.
Yep.
Not her phone number. Of course,
No.
we're not giving that out, but the official website is officialbailing.com. You can also tweet her at realbailing.com.
No,
And
not .com. For Twitter.
You don't do that for
Just,
Twitter?
No, at Real Bai Ling.
She has a Smith Corona typewriter, and you can contact her through that. There's also the Pony Express. Write her some fan mail.
Yeah. Now, we noticed that you guys are calling in off the hook here. Love it. 888-520-4374. 888-520-4374.
So many 8. That's my lucky number.
Is
A
it?
lot
See,
of guys
that's it.
calling, trying to hit on Bai Ling.
That's right. Look, we want
There's somebody from Sweden.
There
I
was
think.
Tommy from Sweden. He hung up. We were just about to take his call. And Tommy, if you're around, call back, dude, because we want to
What
talk
about
to you.
some Chinese friend and 讲中文的打电话进来吧，我用中文回答你。
I told you it was me.
There you go.
See?
I don't
See
think
some
that's...
Chinese friends
what that
from
means.
all over the world can
Yeah.
call.
Everybody,
I can answer
yes.
in Chinese.
Call on in, ask some questions to Bai Ling, ask some questions to Schmoes. We're going to talk, now we're going to talk about the movie with our buddy Tom Arnold that Bai Ling was in, and that's Knockdown.
Knockdown. It's on DVD. It comes out this Tuesday. Which would be June 5th.
Yeah. Now, can you give us a little bit of, so what's your part in this movie?
My part, and her name's Knock,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a beautiful part. Very, the scene with her is very sensual, sexy, and erotic in the film.
Wow.
And just so you know, don't reveal the end, but
Cool.
you think she disappeared, but she came back. It's a part, actually, I made her so much more powerful in the film when you see it, because it's a visual thing and film. And she basically, she's like this magic power as a very feminine to this guy. This movie is about man's journey from the west to east.
It's a boxer,
journey.
right?
Yeah, it's very soulful, very deep, very powerful film, and deal with a lot of demons and a lot of beauty too. It's a journey, so it's confusing. But her is play very big part, important part in the film. Basically, is to comfort him and compassion with him, making love with him, and find harmony with him through her. But because she's so, that's how I played her. She's so open, vulnerable, innocent, and to herself, but she cannot survive in a harsh world where she lives. So she has to take drugs. She basically is a drug addict.
She's a drug addict. There's some making love going on. And Tuesday cannot get here fast enough.
60s.
For Mark
It's
Ellis.
really, really, how the shot is beautiful to watch. It's like how the camera moves. It just like, it's just very essential.
Right. Wow.
My part is like very beautiful, but in her own world, she doesn't know. From another perspective, she's so powerful, but she did not know. She feel, because her heart is open, she's so innocent and so vulnerable, like a little flower. But she doesn't know. She's powerful. She has to take drugs. I think when you depend on something to numb yourself, eventually that thing can kill you.
Right.
So that's a cycle of life. Deal a lot of in that film.
See, now that's with me like iced tea. I can't go more than a day without drinking this stuff.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because you bring it up, and I just wonder, for me, who's probably never going to get the chance to do a love scene in a movie,
Right.
is that a weird thing to do? Is it a tough thing to do? Are you self-conscious when you have to get in bed with someone? There's a bunch of camera people and sweaty grips hanging around. Is that a tough thing to do?
It is, like, for me, I'm even though probably in the media whatever portrayed me, but this year I'm portraying my new image as an elegant, sophisticated, and dignified and
Yeah,
graceful
I'd sign
woman.
off on that.
Yeah,
Thank
me
you.
too.
But
You're the first person that's ever worn a dress to the podcast.
That's true. You take a note, Catherine Reitman.
but I forgot what I was talking about. What was your
Making love scenes. I want to hear about
He
it.
didn't forget.
Yeah.
He clearly didn't forget.
You want to know? Are you guys? You're not a couple, right?
No, we are not. You know, it's funny.
It's a good question.
That's
It's
a good question. No, I am married.
You're married?
Mark is married to his iced tea.
Yeah.
Where's? Oh, you don't have.
I'm a
room.
singles they come. He's married. He's got a kid already. So you may mainly want to aim your focus this way.
Okay.
And we do have a husband
What
and
about
wife
him?
kind of thing. I'm not. Jeff is asexual. Jeff is like a platypus. He just kind of sits on eggs all day. So
until he gets out of here, and then it's
Listen.
one. He's either like Clooney or Dexter. We got to figure it out.
Are you eating something? Cookies? Why can't you talk?
Well, we would love to have Jeff talk.
Anyway, so love making scene. It's kind of a, part of me, and that's what I was mentioning, part of me privately, because publicly I'm open because it's safe. Privately, I'm very shy. I always say,
Really?
turn off the lights, and you can't touch me, you can't make love with me.
No.
You have to get to know me. You don't even know that part. So on film, it's very weird. It's kind of evoke that mischievous child out of me. So because I have to do it. So like when I did the film actually with Will Smith, Wild Wild West, right?
Yeah.
We have to kiss. We don't even know each other. So I come here, so Miss West, I just hold him and kiss him. I was like, how would I do in real life? There's no way.
Yeah.
But I'm like in film, I was able to do that. And with in our film,
Knockdown?
Yeah. And I did not know him, so I just basically am bad with him, and you don't know somebody. But it's like it's sort of a profession and open and make you cross that threshold into another world, and you're free.
Yeah.
And you're not have all these boundaries. You're there just having fun. I love that moment. It's kind of in public. You're private, doing things very private, but it's in public.
Right.
It's kind of twisted, but kind of for actors, it's part of course, when you're not thinking professionally, it's kind of a joy.
Well, of course.
To have some
and
fun and have some...
it's fun to release the dark side, like Mark did with his Piranha 3D review.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I get that.
I don't
The
think
more
it's the
people
dark
that
side.
are around,
I don't think that we're all
can...
animals,
That's very true.
And the attraction, because our minds stop us. Our mind said we cannot kiss this person, we cannot look at them, we cannot
No rules, no
say
boundaries.
we like you.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's an animal, there's no boundaries, then we just probably just kiss.
Yeah.
If you like somebody, right?
That's right. That's what I watch National Geographic. That's what they do. They just
true.
walk right up to each other. They start smelling a little bit, then bang.
It's like two
on.
lions. All right, now we're going to take a phone call here. We got Austin calling in. Let's see what Austin's got to say. Austin, what's
what's up,
pal?
guys?
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Just finished my last day of high school.
Oh, congratulations.
You're a man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Austin, what do you got for us today?
I actually wanted to talk to you guys about what you were talking about in the first half about 3D and that stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I hate Convert 3D to the depth of my soul, man.
I'm with you, man.
So does Bai Ling.
Yeah, she doesn't like
I
it
think
either.
it's an authentic thing, whatever, how you create it, you should present that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like seriously, like I don't prefer. I mean, like I don't mind Convert 3D if the 3D's talked about like beforehand, before production.
Right.
But if it's like add-on as like a last-minute thought, that's what it pisses me off. Like for G.I. Joe Retaliation, I got so pissed off just because it got pushed back, just because of the 3D.
But I'm telling you, Austin, look more into it, man. It's not the conversion. I guarantee you that it's going to stink. That's the problem. I bet you they test screened the thing, didn't like what they got, and they figured they'd have a better shot in March to go up against nothing because look what Hunger Games did in March.
Yeah, thank you for the call,
Thanks,
Austin,
Austin.
and graduations on graduating high school.
Yeah.
Blast School's Out by Alice Cooper, my friend. You've earned it.
Yeah, good for him. Now, we talked about TV before. Now, we at the point in your career when you got lost. I mean, Lost was
Not Lost like you got lost in your career.
Yeah,
the
Universal
show,
City,
the
right,
television
right.
show
Right.
Lost.
And the television show Lost.
I'm lost right now. How's that?
It's good. It's perfect. So
I lost in the pot. What's the name of the show? What does
Lost.
it mean? Podcast.
The name
You're
of
in
the
a pot? Like a pea?
We're in a pod. It's like the movie Alien. We're stuck
name
in a
of our
pod.
show is Schmoes Know. It is the Toadhop Network. It is a podcast on the Toadhop Network and iTunes, and that was definitely set up.
I like your room. Like normally in the studio have AC so strong.
Yeah.
And for the ladies because they don't dress much.
Right.
But in the studio it's hot, like sauna room now. It's nice.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
right.
Sauna room.
Good.
We have some rocks in here that we can steam. we got
Again,
some
take
old men.
note, Catherine Reitman. Don't complain. Catherine Reitman is our co-host, who we love. She is not here this week. She's off.
She's buying a dress for next week.
What is she doing? What?
She's buying a dress for next week. Yeah.
Next week. Good. I'm
It's a
sorry.
callback.
I'm catching up. Now let's talk about
Lost?
Yes. Now, when you heard, because you were on season 2 or 3. There's 3,
I
correct?
don't remember which season.
Do you remember, Jeff? Jeff just watched it. I believe it was season 3. It was when Jack got the tattoo.
I gave tattoo.
Yeah.
Toward the end, it was like 5.
Really? Okay. See, I haven't seen it. I remember the episode really
Character's
well.
name is Achara, I believe.
Look at you.
Was that your character's name?
Jack?
No, your character's name. I don't think you played
It's very hard
Jack.
to pronounce, and I don't call myself, so I don't know.
Oh well, good. You got off easy.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that then, because the show, especially if it's in season 4, season 5, is a monster at that point. And you
I
hear
should have come back for the show because my character's so cool, and I did a great job. And
was season 3. Sorry, I just remembered it.
I love the show, but before I get onto it, I did audition. So they cast me, but I never watched the show. I was like, have you seen it? I said, no. But when I watch it, it's really, really good.
Oh, it's got such a great cinematic feel to it. I was such a huge fan of Lost, such a big fan that I haven't watched the last season yet. I'm kind of lazy when watching this stuff.
Yeah.
But so you step onto something like that's already got all this momentum and going forward, and there's so many huge, rabid fans of the show. Is that more of a nerve-wracking kind of experience? Are you a little anxious because you're going to have all these hardcore fans be introduced to somebody new on the show?
The good thing is, like, I don't own a television, so I don't, basically how the stories, like, when I was in New York, when I landed here, New York not so long after, so I auditioned for Terrence Malick.
Oh,
and who
director of The
cast
Thin
me
Red
for
Line.
Cast me for the lead part in a Broadway show. So we only did workshop. So I did audition, and he took me to the side. He said, Bai Ling, doesn't matter you did what we want or not. You're so convincing. We have to believe in you. He said, please do not ever watch TV. That's what he taught me.
Really?
So
That's awesome.
Terrence Malick says that you listen, I guess. Yeah.
It's something real. Like, also free me. Like, I don't have to really worry about it. It's just, I think actors taking care of the emotion journey of human being. It's free. It's not rigid. It's not through your head. It's emotion, you know, and ups and downs, like colors, like rainbow, like 4 seasons. Like, you just have to flow and give space to it. So that's something I don't really know much about the show. So when I go into show, like, I never watched it, or movie, or sometimes the movie star, I don't know because I'm not from here. So I'm not intimidated.
Right.
I'm not thinking about too much. I'm just in there like a child.
Just a new job with new people that you got to...
just like giving the truth how I feel at that moment.
Well, you just embrace that moment, you know, as opposed to, and again, that's why, see, you're always on me for not watching Game of Thrones. That's why
it's a little
I'm
different.
Embracing the moment as opposed to watching.
You stop. You stop it right now. This is what you do
You're
for
like
a living.
husband and wife.
Yeah, this is what you do. You
now.
Yeah, that's what he does. But we review movies and we watch movies.
I watch movies.
Yeah, that's different.
And
when you're
live
going
sporting
into
events.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to review Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals, I'd be happy to do it.
It was terrible. But anyway, so let me ask you a question as far as, like, so when you get recognized most for what particular role do you think the most?
You know, it's funny, in different places I got recognized from totally different roles. And mostly, like, I fly a lot. Every time I got to the airport, right, the check-in, I put my bag in, oh, Bai Ling! I was like, oh, somebody I know. Oh, the security guard, everybody knows me there. So weird in the airport, always.
And what do you think? What do you feel the most? If you would like to kind of go, okay, I remember this one. This is the role I keep hearing the most about. If you were if there was a ranking.
Crow, of course, a lot of them. I like, even though I look so much different because I have so much makeup.
It's a memorable role, man.
Yeah, The Crow and also Red Corner. I did with Officer Richard Gere, I played lawyer. Then Entourage and Lost. Those are popular shows. People are like, wow, so excited.
And you hit them. You hit those shows right in their prime too. Both Entourage and Lost.
That's right. And you know, something that maybe you would have gotten recognized for, but you ended up getting actually cut out of, unfortunately, was I'm a huge Star Wars. We're huge Star Wars nerds. So you booked something like Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, the biggest movies ever. Even if you've never seen a movie, you've heard of Star Wars.
I know.
So
I feel so fortunate and work with George Lucas.
Right.
And he's just he's master. He's a real master. I think he made the whole universe, our fantasy become true. Like amusement park, and he's playing like his toy and make everything become like a human beings. Everything become like toy, become real in the film. It's fascinating.
So who were you in Episode 3, and why wasn't that?
You could see the scene. They have it. They have it on.
Yeah, they had it back.
Yeah, they put.
Oh, cool!
I play a senator.
Wow. I'd vote for you.
See, that Star Wars nerd. She's a senator, dude. Yeah, because and that was a pretty cool scene. There, I actually think there were quite a lot of scenes, that one included, that should have been in the movie because it added to. There were certain things.
I just feel like I'm like not from here, but I basically in the last Star Wars ever in the movie, I feel like, wow, how fortunate.
Well, when you hear that initially in the theatrical run, you shoot this big thing. Of course, it's Star Wars. You're super excited, and then they say,
"Do you want to?" I'm sorry, to interrupt you. Do you want to hear the story how I met George Lucas?
Of course,
absolutely.
So I was in the MTV Music Award, right? We're sitting there kind of bored, so I went to the green room to get food. But you know, ladies wearing these high heel shoes. I was like basically tired. I'm waiting to get food. I was standing there waiting for for this man in front of me. Suddenly I realized George Lucas. I was like, wow. I was looking at him, I said, wow, I cannot believe it. For a while I realized, I said, should I say hi, should I not? Because I was like nervous. But normally actors gonna say hi, right? And then I was having this debate in my mind. I said, well, everybody asks for a job. Or in the end, you do not even believe it. I did not say hi, I left. I left there. I said, I just couldn't know what to say.
Couldn't do it, yeah.
That was the one guy you were intimidated by.
So then
Right.
I went back. I sit on the couch. I take my shoes off. I was kind of tired just sitting there. Then this lady come to me. He said, oh, my God, I fit her. I said, can I sit here? I said, that's why I'm here. So she was sitting there. We're chatting. He said, oh, I love you in Angel. She's a big fan of me. I did an episode in Angel we're talking about. And suddenly I saw George Lucas walking towards us. I was like kind of nervous. And suddenly she get up. She said, Bai Ling, let me introduce you to my dad.
Oh, wow.
So it's your daughter.
Wow.
I was like, wow. And he said, between us, I was so nervous. I was like, wow, can you believe I ran away? And then he came back. Then we talked about it. He said, wow, Star Wars. I was like, I would be like, a dream come true if I'm in Star Wars. But I would never think it would come true. I was just thinking about it. I said, maybe I play somebody has a choreographer, all of it. I was just talking about it. So I said goodbye. I was so nervous. So then, like 2 days later, I got a call from my agent. So he wanted me to be, not today, probably a few weeks later, I forgot the time, and called me to be in Star Wars, go to Australia. I was like, wow.
That's got to be the best phone call you can get, you know?
Can you believe it?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, you want to be in Star Wars? Yeah, I think I can handle that. I think I can do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely incredible to get that, especially at the time.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
just
third
want
one.
to, say thank you to George Lucas. Somebody might hear it, and because your show's so popular,
George is
to
listening.
him.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
true.
he's
Hey,
listening.
Well, if George is, I mean, he probably doesn't like me, but
Why?
I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I've talked about this, and
are you very mean to filmmakers?
No, I'm not very mean. I am actually very passionate.
That's his problem. He's very passionate. He roots for movies. He goes into the theater. He wants them to be great every time. When they don't do that,
let
he
me
gets
ask
a
you
little.
a question. How do you guys know you're right?
I
if
don't
you criticize anything?
Absolutely.
I am glad she asked that question.
Why
So
people
glad.
will listen to you?
Because here's the thing. This is the difference between Mark and I. Never call ourselves critics. We're guys who talk about movies, and the same way like you have an opinion on a film, I guarantee you that there's a movie that you've seen that you don't necessarily
But
like.
you have to be careful. Don't make people think you're just genius on movies. People just have to trust you.
No one thinks
And
we're
they
geniuses. Trust
they
me.
lose their own judgment.
Yeah, well, but we are very clear
Right.
with these people that
I'm sorry.
Schmoville knows.
I
that
think I am a genius at movies.
you are not a genius.
What we've created
I
is
think
just.
you're very smart, very fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't stop.
And you
Continue.
have the free speech of here, and it's your entertainment business. People have free express their opinions.
That's right. We take what
Yeah.
Uncle Sam has given
Well,
us,
how
and
come
we've
you got
kinda-
this show? Then you just express your opinions. Everybody follows and listening.
Well, because the thing is, because
Smart.
we talk about opinions as far as look, I guarantee you that, like I said, I did not like episode 1, the Phantom Menace. There are people out there who like the movie, and I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong for liking it. I just happen not to like that movie.
Okay.
And so
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that someone can definitely
To find something you like, there must be something you like. It's like in person.
The Dark Knight.
You don't like that person,
The Dark
but you
Knight.
like something.
Love that movie. Love
Crow.
Dark
He
Knight.
loves The Crow.
Love The Crow. I told you how much
Cool.
I love that movie, and I still would watch it. And I'm kind of upset that
Hey.
they're remaking it.
I want to suggest you to watch one of my movie.
Yeah.
It's called Dumplings on Netflix.
Okay, I got a question about this movie. All right,
look at him.
Listen to this thing.
Idiot savant.
I'm going to explain to you.
Hey, don't tell the story of the movie.
I
if you
can't tell the
saw
story
it.
of the movie?
No, because you can't reveal it.
Okay,
Just
but I'll say this.
vaguely.
I'll tease it. Bai Ling plays
Hey, no, don't say it.
plays a woman.
She plays a woman.
who
That's
is
good.
whose beauty is timeless, is ageless, and there's a very odd reason for that.
Okay.
So check it out. 3 Extremes.
All right.
No,
Dumplings.
not 3 Tree. Dumplings. It's a long feature film.
Okay.
I won the Asian Academy Award for
That's right. That's right.
Oh.
It may be her, but maybe hailed as one of her best performances that we haven't really seen that much of in the States. Check it out. It's got some twists,
All right,
kids.
tweet us again at Schmoes Know. We're talking to actress Bai Ling, and I have to take a phone call here from Jose because if it's the Jose from last week, Jose called in and crushed.
He
a
knocked
phone.
it out of the park. It was the best
what a
phone
fantastic
call
phone call
we've
last
ever
week.
had.
It might be a different Jose. We're going to find out in a
A
second.
lot of pressure.
Jose.
Yes, it is the same Jose.
Yes. Jose, what's up, pal?
Not much, guys. Just wanted to call in and ask Bai Ling a question, actually.
What do you got?
Yes.
And that's basically, like you guys said before, the Crow's getting rebooted. And my question for you guys and Bai Ling is, if it
gets rebooted, would you ever actually want to return to reprise your role in the reboot?
Great question again, Jose. You're a champ. You keep calling in, pal. Because
he was a little nervous talking to a hot girl like Bai Ling.
Why wouldn't he be?
Definitely.
Bye, Jose.
I'm about to faint right now.
Good. Jose, you're the best. Thanks, dude.
Okay.
All right, you check out Jose also. He's got Romero Movie News. It's a cool little channel on YouTube. And now, yes, that's a great question. So the reboot. Are you excited that they're remaking it? There's rumors that Bradley Cooper might play the Brandon Lee role.
I don't know, for some reason, because I'm in the original one. I was in the original one with Brandon Lee.
Right.
I think that should be left alone.
So you wouldn't do it?
Because so legendary film and so pure and so set up the genre at that time. It's so unique.
I'm with you.
And I think even more so with what actually happened to the tragedy that happened to Brandon Lee, I think it's even tougher to kind of redo something like that now because that was his swan song and he just knocked it so far out of the park. But if they come to you and they say, hey, we're redoing The Crow, we're going to take it in this direction, we'd like you to reprise your role as Mika, what would you say?
I would say yes.
There we go.
Yeah, because I like my role. I like the movie Crow. I like the story because of revenge. It's about love and revenge and like a good side of a positive. So I like, as an actress, I support that good image. And also, no matter as actor, no matter what kind of movie, I have the magic to make any role brilliant.
Love that confidence.
I love that chutzpah.
Oh, man. That now, talking about chutzpah, we got a little treat for you guys. Bai Ling had asked before we came on, she is going to sing a song for us. It's one of her songs, and we're going to play a little bit of that for you because you can get it on iTunes, correct?
Yes,
okay.
iTunes.
And
did you see my website?
Not yet.
Officialbailing.com.
That's right.
Yeah.
At Real Bai Ling on Twitter.
Yes.
All right, now, so set up this song for us. Let us know. So what are we about to hear? Do you want to surprise us and sing it first and then tell us afterwards?
Maybe I'll tell you a little bit.
Okay.
It's I think music's in my soul just naturally, and I never learned music. I never learned compose anything. I don't even know who's singing, what genre.
Okay.
It just come from the freedom of me, a challenge of me, a like dareness of this crazy rock star in me.
Right.
So I write lyrics, music, record it all on my own 5 hours for one song.
Wow.
So without no change, nothing. And this song particularly probably going to play, if I'm right, it's the song called I Love You My Valentine.
There we go.
It's on Valentine's Day, so I dedicate it to all of you.
All right.
Nice.
I don't know much about you, but you're my Valentine. I don't know much about you, but you're my Valentine. I wish your face, I wish your dream, I simply butterfly kissing the light. I wish your face, I wish your dream, I simply butterfly kissing the light. I wish your smile, I wish your word, I simply red rose shining your eyes. I wish your smile, I wish your word, I simply red rose shining your eyes.
Love the...
Listen to those drums, man. Mystery in here
I like
too.
It's like Blade Runner.
Really?
Yeah.
They're rebooting Blade Runner, and this should be.
I love you, my Valentine. I love you, my Valentine. I love my Valentine.
Love it.
I love my Valentine. I love you, my Valentine.
I'm the Valentine.
Listen.
I love you, my Valentine. I love my Valentine. I love my Valentine.
I just pictured.
Wow, that's a round of applause.
I just pictured
right
a crazy action scene happening during
Really?
that.
Yeah,
like you could see, like as that's someone should make that an action scene.
I'm seeing Bai Ling. I'm seeing a lot of slow motion jump kicks on her part. I'm seeing dual wielding some pistols.
I'm seeing assassins right
Yeah.
now. Like
Really?
you literally,
Wow,
you have, because
it's Valentine,
because
come on.
yeah, but that's the point. Is that it's the ironic part of it is that you have like some guy,
cool,
maybe he's
yeah.
avenging someone, is like a Max Payne type thing, and then it's time to cause some shit. That song starts playing, and when the bomb comes in, he's just blasting dudes in the head. Listen, if you're out there and you're a director, you make this an action scene right now.
Oh, well, the good news and bad news about that is that we just did make that. However, we're going to postpone it because we're going to convert it to 3D. So it's going to be out next year.
And I have a new song come out. I just finished. It's called I'm the Sexiest Girl in the World.
See, again, the
girl,
confidence thing, the sexiest girl in the world. See,
Yeah.
I just don't believe in myself to that degree.
Why not? It's a
Because
gift.
he's not a girl and he's not sexy.
I'm not the sexiest boy in the world.
I think
I'm like
it's a
top
gift.
10.
It's a gift to be the most authentic and beautiful talented of who you are. You have to own it.
See, now, so you get a call from People Magazine, and they say you're going to be one of the 50 most beautiful people in 1998, and you probably
research.
See,
wow.
If I get that phone call, I'm like, holy, this is huge. She gets that phone call, and she's like, I better be number one.
Yeah.
I better be the top of the list.
I got there, because I'm not from here, I don't know the culture. When manager said, "Oh, this you're one of it," I was like, "Okay." He said, "You're not excited." I said, "What is it?" He said, "People Magazine." I said, "Okay." So I sort of like step out. I said, "I'm happy for her," because when you don't grow up with the culture, but I really appreciate. So all these gifts I got from America, it's like China is like my grandparents, my parents. American Western world is my lover and husband and boyfriend. So it's like a whole different world. I'm very grateful for everything.
How'd your family feel about you coming over and the success and everything that's going to happen? How did that work out? Like, what was there?
They don't really understand. I don't mention much, and sometimes I'm not very good at calling them. Like they'll read something about me somewhere. So I think they think I'm just like a wild child. What's going on with her? They think I'm something wrong with me, like she's doing all these things in another country, another world.
Such a different culture that they don't really understand.
Totally different. But they're proud of me because when they come here, like a lot of people recognize me, ask for pictures. Like my mom was on a Jay Leno show with me one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I asked her, just waved it. I said, "Mom,"
that's like
this. And next day we're on the airplane, everybody recognized, "Oh, you're the mom." He was like so happy.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, well, that's nice. And also, if they listen to this show, they're going to know that she's not just a crazy rebel. She's a very down to earth person who believes in herself, and they'll know who she thinks is sexier between Christian, Mark, or Jeff. So
that's right.
They speak the language.
Now. That's a question too. How would a Mark Ellis approach Bai Ling? What would he have to do in order?
Try now.
See, so you got to hit on Bai Ling.
All right, I walk. Where are we? Are we at a bar?
Now let's make it. You're at Starbucks.
We're at Starbucks.
Yeah,
okay.
Bar's too easy.
He just did before today.
He hit on you?
Right?
I walked out of nowhere. I said, "Hey, are you Bai Ling?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "I'm Mark Ellis. We're going to be hanging out for the next hour. I hope you have fun."
He was very confident. I say like, "Wow, very handsome."
Look at you.
Yeah,
see? So you're good. You're on. So that's a good step.
Yeah.
So she knows that you're handsome off the bat. So what do you say next? You want to take Bai Ling on a date. What do you do?
Yeah, I'd say, would you like to go get a drink?
I don't drink. I'm sober.
Okay,
strike one.
Makes my job tougher, but we're now climbing a mountain.
Strike one.
The hill turned into Everest, but we're still going to go. So would you mind if I had 9 beers on the date?
I kick your ass.
And
strike two.
See?
Strike
no,
two.
Are you kidding?
So
when a girl threatens to kick my ass, that's less work
that's
for me.
a win
like
for you.
that.
Okay, that's a win. See, so you see, but that's the thing. I think she'd wind up going. She said she's a little shy behind doors. I don't think so with you.
I'm fun. I have a little spirit at the all wearing miniskirt running around.
Well, didn't you guys have a run-in like 2002 or 2003, something like that?
Well, it was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. We met at the.
That's what you guys did? Oh, that's the name of the movie.
No,
I was confused.
We met at Shane Black's party, which was a lot of fun. After the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Yeah. We just it was a nice Joel Silver's company, which I worked for.
Unfortunately, this was before the schmoes were around, because then
we would add an interview, but it was like a cross paths thing, and who knew that years later we'd be talking about you hitting on our Starbucks. Now, make sure that you can, again, follow us at Schmoes Know, youtube.com/Schmoes Know. Check out our reviews. We got a list this week on movies.com and Fandango of the top 5 time travel movies that we did from last week, and we're also going to do risky casting choices for this upcoming week.
That's right. And then for more info on our lovely guest Bai Ling, you can go to her website, officialbailing.com. Follow her on Twitter @RealBailing.
I tweet fat-free, sugar-free cookies every day.
Whoa!
Some like healthy thoughts every day, just for your day.
Very nice. Some snack wells for the mind.
Yeah,
everyone. And don't forget, Knockdown comes out on DVD this Tuesday, June 5th. Bai Ling, Tom Arnold, some sexy scenes in there.
That's right. So, again, it's the Schmoes Know podcast for myself, Mark Ellis, and Bai Ling. Mark, hit it. What do you got?
Thank you guys so much for listening. Heidi and Frank is coming up right at the 10 o'clock hour. Bai Ling, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Come back and visit us again, please.
Okay, thanks. I don't know what to say anymore. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You were fantastic. You stole the show.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Toadhop Network, radio worth watching.